Hey, it's Cher. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. And if you have been here before, welcome back. I'm so glad to see you again virtually. So today I'm getting into a grocery haul. If you're new here, we eat pretty much gluten-free, dairy-free. That just works best for us. I'm definitely in no way telling you how to eat, but that's what works best for our family. And with that comes some certain challenges, and that can come down to just trying to eat the most whole foods. And in order to do that, to keep a bunch of the junky stuff and the not so healthy stuff out, I like to make a lot of our things from just whole real food ingredients, which means you usually cook a little bit more. And if you need a little bit of just dinner inspiration or meal inspiration, or just some grocery shopping inspiration, that's what this video is for. So I'm sharing not only a grocery haul that is gluten-free and dairy-free, but I'm also sharing some of the things that I feed my family during the week, just to give you some ideas. So hopefully this is helpful. Stay tuned. So this week I popped into Publix and I popped into Aldi, and I'll show you what I got. I started with these organic wingettes. So we love our chicken wing night here. I love to do French fries and wings. I picked up some of their no antibiotics and this natural version of their chicken drumsticks. They didn't have organic for that one, and they didn't have organic for the bone and skin on chicken thighs. So I just went ahead and picked up their natural version of this. They were on a really, really great sale. So these were all under $4 a pack, which is pretty amazing. And there is the other pack of wings. 2 packs of wings usually has about 4 meals for us. I picked up their organic ground turkey. And then I also picked up from Aldi, this is the ground chicken. So that one I use for my husband's breakfast hash. And then next up, I picked up these Never Any chicken breakfast sausages. These are for my son. He really, really likes those. And one link has 5 grams of protein, which I really, really like because I like to start his day off with a protein-packed breakfast. And usually that involves meat. Next up, I picked up these Never Any apple chicken sausages, and these don't have horrible ingredients. They're not perfect either, but let me tell you, they're delicious, okay? They're great. So I like to get those. I picked up the 93% lean grass-fed ground beef from Aldi, and then a couple packs of their organic chicken breast. It's just versatile to have some chicken breasts to throw a quick meal together. A couple of sweet potatoes, a lime, spaghetti squash. They only had one Japanese sweet potato and it was small, but at least they had one. And then their almond milk was buy one get one free, so I went ahead and picked up that, even though we've been liking the Califia brand better. Organic blueberries, some organic celery, as well as some organic pink lady apples, some organic quinoa. I love all these quinoa so much. I think it's really, really good. Some vanilla extract, some of their organic frozen blueberries. I think it was like $5.99 for this bag, which was really, really good. Some organic mini cucumbers, as well as, of course, the organic pink lady apples. I also picked up some cara oranges and some of the little, my son likes these little mandarins, and I picked up some molasses, some potato starch for my own gluten-free flour blend. I'll show you what that looks like probably in a couple weeks. A butternut squash, my son's Siggy's little plant-based coconut blend yogurts. He loves these. Sometimes he'll have that with some sausage for breakfast, or sometimes he'll just have that as a snack. And then these are for me. These are the So Delicious coconut milk yogurts. I love the ingredients on this. And this is one of the yogurts that doesn't bother me. And since I've worked through my histamine intolerance, I can eat this now, which I'm super, super excited about. Love that brand, and I love the flavor of that. That's usually like a little dessert for me. This is one of the ways that I have been making sweet potatoes for the last probably year, and I was like, I've never shared this on my channel, but I make this at least once a week, and this is probably the only way that I'll probably ever make sweet potatoes ever again, because it's so quick, they're so delicious. This is perfect if you want to prep it for the week, which is one of the things that I love to do. Make a big pan of it, and you literally just put it in the fridge. You don't have to think about it, and it's an easy side to go with just about any protein that you're going to enjoy. You can also use regular potatoes if you're not into using sweet potatoes, or the ones that I love, which are the Japanese sweet potatoes. Let me show you how to do that really quickly. So I like to start with some coconut oil that's just softened. And after I cut my sweet potatoes in half, I like to just smear some of that on there. You could also use avocado oil. My oven is preheated to 425 degrees. And once they're done, this is what they look like. They're caramelized and beautiful, and they cook faster, and they even somehow taste sweeter. This is what the Japanese sweet potato looks like. It's just caramelized and beautiful, and you can pair this pretty much with anything. So I make a giant pan of this, and that usually just consists of maybe 4 or 5 sweet potatoes, some parchment paper, and then I like to top it with some flaky salt or some kosher salt just to bring out the sweetness. And I like to do that actually after I roast it as opposed to before. I just think it just, oh my gosh, they're so good. Please try this if you have not yet. And they freeze well, they go in the fridge, and you can pair them with anything. So right here, I'm pairing it with just something for my son, some green beans. And then for me, I put some coconut butter on top of mine. It tastes like dessert. I even eat it last like a dessert. And I just pair it with whatever protein I have on hand. And my son and I are obsessed with the sweet potatoes like this. And let me just show you how creamy, once you break through that caramelized, oh my goodness, it's so good. You just break through and it's just perfectly cooked. And this just takes about 35 to 45 minutes. Okay, so next up, I had this idea the other day, and it was, I wanted to make some meatloaf, but I wanted to make little mini meatloaf so it could cook faster and I didn't have to worry about slicing or any of those things, and everybody could have their own individual meatloaf. But not only that, I didn't want to use a binder like eggs because we're pretty sensitive to eggs, and I didn't want to use something that was like bread based. So I just so happened to come up with the most random idea, and it worked, so I want to share that. And these are the little mini meatloafs that we enjoyed this week that are egg free, they're grain free, they're dairy free, all of the things, and they are packed with flavor. I used a combination of ground lamb and ground beef, but you could also do ground turkey. I did that as well, so stay tuned and see how I put that together. Okay, so I took 1 pound of ground lamb, 1 pound of the 93% lean ground grass-fed beef from Aldi. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add some seasonings and some organic Worcestershire sauce. I added about a half tablespoon to this mixture. And then next up, I added some of my favorite seasonings. I like to add ground oregano, ground rosemary, and some sea salt, as well as, what else did I add? I think I added parsley. That's what else I added. So I'm just going in with all of my seasonings. And then this is the trick. I used a half cup of potato flakes. Once you get everything together, you're going to add in the potato flakes. This absorbs all that delicious moisture that's going to come from your lamb and that fat, and it stays moist. I've even frozen these and defrosted them, and they were fantastic. This has worked better than anything else I have ever used before. It cooked perfectly, and it's something that's perfect if you need to meal prep, or you just want to go ahead and have something that doesn't have any grains or any rice or any panko breadcrumbs or even gluten-free flours or eggs. So once you do that, you line, this is going to make 8 mini loaves. I lined my my pan with parchment paper. My oven is preheated 375 degrees, and I am just going to cook these for about 35 minutes or until you reach the doneness that you like. And I also did this with turkey, and they also came out good. Really, really good. So there's some roasted potatoes with this and some collards. It was so delicious. If you're new here, we love our chicken wings and fries, but make it healthy. So I grabbed those organic chicken wings, and everything's going to go in our oven. So I've soaked these in some cold water, just cut up 4 russet potatoes. I tossed them in some avocado oil because they can cook at a high temperature without having any issues with the smoke point. And then I coated my chicken with a little bit of starch to give it a nice crispy skin. And this took about an hour, and we had 4 servings of fries and wings. It was so good. Fast food at home, but make it healthy. I was super excited to find this low FODMAP ketchup at my local Walmart for $3.50, and it was so good and didn't bother me. So what are some of your go-tos? I'm always on the lookout for new recipes and new ideas as far as what to get put together just to feed my family. If you're anything like me, you want to feed them with the best things that you possibly can. And that is my encouragement for anyone watching this channel. Until next time, your life matters, what you do that matters. So what will you steward well? Peace.